Um, Barefoot, I'm just shy of 5'8". The tallest in my family somehow, but they gotta look like both my parents, because that would be some splaining to do. Yes, I've tried it. Both, unfortunately, to be honest. Not for me. Not against it for anybody who does. As to the way of cigarettes, I think I was just young. I wanted to see what everyone else was trying. I don't think it was in the way of peer pressure, because I had a lot of friends that were very sheltering. So it wasn't like I was just like, oh, I want to do it. It took a lot of convincing to even get one from them. Hmm. I don't know how to narrow that one down. Um, I don't. I think crazy is a pretty big, broad span, but I don't think I'm schizo, and I don't think I have any kind of bipolar issues. But I'm sure there's people out there who will beg to differ. To each his own. So let's just label that one crazy. It probably isn't a silly song to somebody in the world, but it's gonna be "Pull Over" by Trina. Just she just makes me laugh. And I that song specifically just seems very confident and quirky. And pull over, Trina. Is gonna have to be coffee. I have given in, and I am a coffee drinker. Um, I don't really drink a lot at home anymore. There is a little cafe inside of next door to where I work, and they've got me into those caramel macchiatos, which I don't really need because they're giving me a lot of this and this when I need to just wake up and be this. So, yeah. I think the very first thing I thought was I want to go back to bed. Um, Today was technically a day off. I volunteered to help for prep and would have rather had stayed home and kept spooning. And with that little lump of hair back there is my daughter. She is my heating blanket, my love, my Bella. She's dogging me right now. I think it speaks for itself. No, I'm joking. I think that's quite the awkward question to ask me, because I'm not trying to lure the opposite sex. I will be honest. Really, it's just talk. I guess it's talk. They just like to talk. Sometimes good, sometimes trash. So let's just say talk. I own knives for the kitchen. I do not own knives for any kind of all intensive security purposes. When I was younger, I had a brother who was closer to me in age, who was always like, you had to be defending of yourself. And I did have a pocket knife when I was younger, but I think I used it more to like cut twigs and flowers and stuff for my mom than I ever did defend myself with it, because I've never found myself in that predicament or had the reflexes to pull out my knife. So, thank God. The last thing I bought today was going to be lunch. I splurged. I split a 2 for 20 at Applebee's with a gal at work who had the same taste buds I did. So I want to say I paid for a very satisfying artichoke and spinach dip, along with a 3 cheese blackened chicken penne plate thing. The best 5 drinks I do like to drink, I want to say obviously, is my coffee. Love me some Diet Pepsi. I'm a big part of the Pepsi family bandwagon. Um, and if it's not an energy drink of almost any description, it's gonna be a Jack and Coke and a the dirtiest martini you can find. I love me some dirty martinis, and I think it's and the olives are just like the toy and the Cracker Jack for me. They're just the best thing in the world. I woke up at 6, and then 6:30, and then 7. So I think thanks to the modern technology of the snooze button and the cell phone reset, I found myself finally getting up and out of bed at 7. I would want something upbeat. I don't want anything sad. I don't want anybody sad. I'm a firm believer that as long as you go naturally, or I guess I'm a religious person, so I really think when you go, it's your time. So I think I would want people to celebrate me and my life or my being and what I stood for and who I am. So I'd rather people celebrate me than woohoo me. So nothing drawn out or crazy, but I think I've never thought about that. So that may need better planning for the future. Believe it or not, here on YouTube, call upon the Sea Ponies from the My Little Pony soundtrack. Um, I don't remember which one it was from. My best gal friend is in love with it and has shared it with me, and now it's stuck in my head, and it's just super cute along the lines of what I love 50s do up. And she's got my full support, and should she need a backup, she need to call somebody. I'm gonna be partially cliche and say, in bed, I love to just know that I have the time to be in bed. I feel like I run and I run and I run, so when I finally get to be in bed, it's kind of like, but I don't want to live in bed. So I guess I do like being at work. It's gonna sound silly, but I love my customers that are good, and I love just the social interaction. It seems like it's the only place I don't have a lot of shy or anxieties, and I'm talking about stuff that I know, and so I'm able to just broadcast that and be more confident. I'm gonna have to say is our mall. Um, I do work part time there, so I love the store that I work part time there. Love everyone there. The rest of the building, yeah, kind of gone to crumbs. And I don't know when in society it stopped being okay to get dressed. Yeah, so think on that. It's the mall. In 10 years, hopefully, I will be, if this town is still what I think it could be here in my hometown, I can see what I'm doing in 10 years, probably, hopefully, in upper management. If not, where I'm at is perfectly fine with me, as long as I have paid off my car and become some kind of a homeowner, because I think I have the best landlord right now and I live in the best place ever. And since I know I can't own this place and it is a duplex, so I'm sharing a backyard with somebody who she's a gem, I just think that ultimately I would like a place to own. I tan, um, and if I go past the point of tan to burn, I don't stay burnt very long. But I think it's because I'm Middle Eastern. But the funny thing is I am fairly complected compared to what I used to look like as a child, because I work indoors. And the sunlight I get to see, when I get to see the sunlight, is going to be whatever makes it bravely through the windows. So, um, let's just say tan. Rest her soul, there's a lot of Whitney Houston going on because I seem to think that I can sing. I have little portable speakers, these things that are hiding behind me. Um, Whatever comes on the shuffle, I think I can do anything, and I feel bad for my roommate. God bless him, he hasn't killed me yet. So but I do like to sing, and so whatever's upbeat. I'm a horrible pop fanatic. I'm not gonna lie to anybody. It's gonna sound silly, but I want to say a car. Um, when I was younger, there was a building. It was an auto shop, and it was on the way to church. And it had two cars. One was on top of the building, and one looked like it was going into the building, but it was up and at an angle, and it was just literally cut in half at an angle, and it was like the trunk part of the car sticking out, and it was made to look like it was bursting through that, and or had burst and it got stuck there. And for the longest time, we grew up in an apartment complex, and right outside the window there was the power box, and it was just this constant buzzing. So I kept thinking, well, God, if that's to run into the house, it's gonna get the power box and it's gonna get me because I slept right by the part where that is, and the parking lot was right there. A coworker, a coworker, kind of a had to be there kind of moment, but she was going on about how she was nicknaming someone Jelly Bean, and she was gonna make it happen, and yeah, and then she told us about how much she really loved the scent of a shampoo and how it got her there. So I just, God bless her. If you're ever gonna see this, I'm sorry, but I hope that shimmer light is working for you. I'm gonna probably get a lot of hate mail for this, but I am not a Star Wars fan. I don't like Star Wars. I don't get it. I don't. It's not for me. But we had a lot of Star Wars sheets. A lot, a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. But there was one. It was Return. There was Return of the Jedi, and then we had the one. I think the little fuzzy things. I forget what they're called. I think they're Ewoks. Mm-hmm. But they were broken in, and they were so soft. Is you can't really see it. Is a burn at the very top of my head. It's right here. It looks like a bald spot, which when I got it, it's right there. When I got it, I thought it was just a boo, like beauty school, someone like an instructor read something wrong. Hot oil treatment, and let's just say the water was too hot, and by the time the warm hit the ow button, it was already too late. So it just kind of scabbed up, and it was fine for a while, and then now there's like a divot where I was rotisserie by a hot oil treatment. So, but I freaked out because after it healed, it was still kind of there for a minute. I had hair and whatever, and I thought, oh my God, I'm going to be the only bald person in my family with these hairy arms. It's not going to happen. So, luckily, it didn't happen. So, it was a burn. Pain-wise, I want to say I don't think I've had a really bad injury. I had a brother who was really rough and tumble, and I think he kind of absorbed all of that from, because I was a sideline kid, so I think the biggest injury I had was watching him. So yeah. Yes, only when I'm just kind of in a good mood, like when you're outside at the lounge part of the bar part, and you're just feeling good, like, hey, what's up, Mr. Star? I would like this. I do believe in lux and energies and all that, so I do believe that just getting it out and wishing it on the star just makes it better, but I'm crazy, so who knows? I was actually snoring. Um, yeah, I was not gonna, I couldn't. I think around 1 o'clock is probably when I finally got to any kind of REM sleep, but it was sleep. I'm freaking out that people are gonna hate this. I'm wondering what my friend's gonna think, and I've never edited anything before. So I'm debating on whether or not I should edit this or just leave it like it is since it's my first video. So now I'm thinking if I want to make a sandwich. I don't know. But thank you for your time. I am sorry if you guys get any other questions about me or want to know more about me or want me to shut up, keep it to yourself. No. But any other questions, please feel free to ask. Yeah, so hopefully there will be more videos if I can think of stuff to do. I was thinking some tutorials on, well, tutorials, and then I was thinking pretty interesting health facts have come arose of this past year for me, so I thought I would kind of just share that and hopefully give and hopefully get some feedback on that, because it seems like there's a lot out there that people don't know about, and there isn't a lot about it. And so hopefully if I can help or advise and shed some light on something, I should say. I don't really like giving advice, but especially about health, because I'm no doctor. But I would like to help in any which way I can. I'd like to think I'm a helpful person. So I'm gonna finish rambling. I am gonna thank you again. I am looking at the time and I think who would want to listen to me ramble on this long. So please forgive me. May record again. Sorry, bye.